Good morning, students. This is lesson 3, part 2, data handling. Already I have explained concept for you, and now it is organizing data. Okay, about in the previous class I have explained what is data. Okay, what is data and double bar graph, all those things. Now let us see here how to organize data. So, organizing data. How to organize data? Usually, the data available in us is in an unorganized form. Okay, that means the data what we get, it is not organized manner. It will be in a unorganized manner. So, that form it is called raw data. Okay, it is called raw data. That means it is not arranged in a proper way. Okay, so that is called raw data. So that we have to organize or we have to arrange in a proper way. So that is to draw meaningful inferences, we need to organize the data systematically. Why we have to organize? Okay, why we have to organize? We have to draw meaningful inferences. That is to draw graphs and to know the information in a proper way. So we have to organize the data systematically. Okay, so example, a group of students was asked for their favorite subject, art, maths, science, English, like this it is there, and you can refer your textbook also for this example. Okay children, so here it is given like this. So it is not, is this arranged in an organized manner? No, it is not arranged in organized manner. So, which is the most liked subject and the one least liked? Can we find out which is the most liked and one is the and which is the least liked? It's not possible. So, what we have to do? We have to organize this. Okay, how to organize? So, writing in a systematic or arranging in a systematic manner. That is subject, tally marks, number of students here. We have to make columns like this. Now subject, what are the subjects? Art, mathematics, science, English. So from where we found this one? So we found in this raw data. Okay. So how many subjects are there? Art is there. So you have to find out how many subjects are there. And repeated subjects, that I will tell you how to make it. Repeated subject in the sense how many times it is taken. Okay. Or how many students have chosen that. Okay. Now subject, art, mathematics and mathematics, science and English. Next is tally marks. So how many times it is repeating? That is nothing but tally marks. Okay. So that is next, number of students. How many chosen? How many chosen art? 7. Okay. Then next, maths. So chosen in the sense who liked. How many of them liked art? How many of them liked mathematics? How many of them liked science? How many of them liked 4? And who is the least liked? You can find out from this organized data itself very easily. That is least liked is English. Okay. And the most liked subject, you can say here art. Okay, most liked subject is art. Okay children. So like this, arranging in a organized way. Okay. Now next is the number of tallies. What we have, the number of tallies before each subject. Okay, before each subject, the gives the number of students who like that particular subject. Okay, and this is known as frequency. Okay, that is nothing but frequency of that subject. Now, what frequency gives us? Okay, it gives the number of times that a particular entry occurs. Okay, how many times it occurs, how many times it repeats. Okay, so most here in this we found, just now I told, again I have written here, most liked subject is art and least liked subject is what? English. So from where we found? We found in a organized data. Did we found easily from the unorganized data? No, we could not find from the unorganized data. So that is why we have to organize the data first, then afterwards easily we can find out whatever we need. Okay. Okay, so then the above table, here, this table, the above table, what we have written, that is nothing but frequency distribution table, as it gives the number of times an entry occurs. Okay, next is grouping data. How to group data? Okay, so now why we have to group a data? We have to group a data because sometimes we'll get very large data. Okay, so very less data means the previously just now how we arranged, like that we can arrange. But here if we get very large data, okay, so very large data, that time we have to group the data. Example, the following marks obtained out of 50 in mathematics by 60 students of class 8. This is the example. You can see the data here. It is very large. You can't write like 21, 10 like that. It takes very long time also, and it takes too much space also. So that is why, to avoid, we can make groups. So how to make groups? In this we have to find out which is the least number and which is the largest number. So in this you can find out the least number is, very least number 5 is there. So the least number is 5. Okay, so let us group like this, 0 to 10. Okay, you can see here 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60. So why we ended till 60? Because maybe the ending number. Okay, what is the ending number? The ending number in the sense the largest number. Which is the largest number here? The last number. Let us find out here. What is the largest number? Oh, 50 is here. Okay, 50 is there. Then more than 50 is there? I don't think so. More than 50 it is there. So 50 is there. So 50 to 60. Let us take 50 to 60. One more number. Let us see. 50 to 60. Yeah. Okay. The largest number is 50. Now, so here tally marks. So how we got this tally marks? 0 to 10. 0 to 10. How many are there? So here 0 not there. 0 to 10. The numbers we have to find out here. 0 to 10. How many numbers are there? 10 you should not count. This will come in the next class interval. That is the next group, 10 to 20. Okay, 0 to 10. Yeah, 10 twice it is there. Here 7 is there. 1. Okay, 1. And then next. Should get one more. Less than 10. Here for 5. Okay, 5 and 7. Between 0 and 10 we got here. You can see 5 and 7. So 2 we got. So tally marks is 2. That is frequency is how much you have to write? 2. So likewise 10 to 20. Now you have to count 10 also. The second, the highest group you have to add this. 10, 1, 10. 10 to 20, isn't it? So 10 to 20, 10, 1, 2, okay, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 10 you will get, children. If you count, definitely you will get 10 to 20. Here 10 you will get. So that is here 5, just count and see. Okay, 5 and here 5. See here tally marks already you have written, that means you have learned in the previous class. So 5 plus 1 is, see, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 4, and if you put line like this, that will become 5. So this is nothing but tally marks. 5, 5. This is how much you have here, 10. So likewise 20 to 30 you have here. So you have to search, children. Please search in this 20 to 30. Okay, 30 you should not enter here. You should enter next. You have to consider for next this one highest. So 20 to 30 you will be having 5, 10, 20. Sorry, 5, 10, 50, 20, 21. Okay. Next 30 to 40, 5, 10, 5, 5, 10, 15, 50 plus 4 is 19. 40 to 50, so 5 plus 2 is 7. 50 to 60, 1. So this is 1. So total 2 plus 10, 12, 12, 33, 40, 51, sorry 52, then 52, 53, 60. So 60. Okay, now data represented in this manner. So how we represented this one? So in this manner, it is called grouped. Okay, it is grouped. And the distribution, we distributed here. How to distribute it? So we have distributed like this. So this is obtained, is called, the distribution obtained is called what? Grouped frequency distribution. So here, most of the students have scored between 20 and 40. Most of the students scored, that is 21 and then 19 is there. So most of the students, 21 students and 19 students scored between 20 to 40 marks. Okay, 20 to 40. So then 8 students have scored. How many students scored? More than 40 marks. See here, you can see above 40 marks this is. Okay, 40 marks, more than 40 marks. How many students scored? See here 7 plus 1 is 8. Okay, 8 students scored more than 40 marks. Understood? Out of how many marks? 50 marks. It is given in the what is that? Question. Example, out of 50 marks. Okay. So out of 40, that means more than 40, how many students got? 7 plus 1. More than 40 means maybe 50 marks, 60, 52, 60 marks. Okay, so 8 students. Then each of the groups, that is 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, okay, 20 to 30, etc. is called, that is called what? Class interval. And we write in short form CI, class interval. Okay, and in class interval 10 to 20, 10 is called lower class limit. So you have to understand very carefully. Please see 2 or 3 times. Please watch this video 2 or 3 times so that you can understand very well. So 10 to 20, 10 is called lower class limit, 20 is called upper class limit. Okay, and then width or size. What is width or size? Width or size is nothing but the difference between upper class limit and lower class limit. The difference between upper class limit and lower class limit. Okay, so then let us go to next example. Frequency distribution of daily income of how many workers? 550 workers of a factory. Okay, now let us see now frequency. Here this is example I am explaining. CI, just now I told it is class interval, daily income in rupees, frequency number of workers. Now 10 to 100 to 125, this is given here like this. And how many workers? 45, 25, like that it is here 550. And they are given the questions here according to, by seeing this. This is nothing but what, children? This is grouped. Okay, so it is grouped, so easily we can find out, or organized data it is. So from this let us find out what is the size of the class interval. What is the size of the class interval? How to find out? Just now I told the formula. Size is equals to upper class limit. Short form I have written here. Upper class limit minus lower class limit. What is upper class limit? 125 is the upper class limit. and lower class limit is 100. Any one you can take, children, any one group you can 100 to 125 can take, 100 to 125 to 150, like that. Any one you can take, and then you can find out, you can choose what is upper class limit and what is lower class limit. So here I have chosen 125 to 150. So here size is 125 to 100, and size is how much you get here, 125 minus 100 is 25. Okay, next is which class has the highest frequency? Which class has the highest frequency? So you have to find out in frequency, that is number of workers. So here second, what is the size of the class interval? Size is equals to upper class limit minus lower class limit. Okay, so in 100 to 125, size is 125 minus 100, that is 25. So next is which class has the highest frequency? Which class has the highest frequency? Look at this, 45, 25, 55. So in this, which class has the highest frequency? You can observe here 200. So that is 140 is their highest frequency. So which class? 200 to 225. So 200 to 225 has the highest frequency. How much is that? 140. Now next is which class has the lowest frequency? That is lowest frequency. See here it is 20. Okay, 300 to 325. So that is 300 to 325 has the lowest frequency. Now which is the upper limit of the class interval? In 250 to 275. So which is the upper class limit? Upper class limit is 275. Lower class limit is 250. They asked here only upper class limit, so upper class limit is 275. Next, fifth one is which two classes have the same frequency? Which two classes have the same frequency? Children, here you can see the frequency. Here I think here, yeah, here it is 55 and here it is 55. So which class has the same frequency? 150 to 175 and 225 to 250. So 150 to 175 and 225 to 250 have same frequency. That is how much? 55. Now let us go to the next question. Construct a frequency distribution table for the data on weights in kg of 20 students of class using intervals 30 to 35, 35 to 40 and so on. So here this is what they have given. So we have to construct the what is that frequency distribution table. Now for that what you have to write? Class interval, weights in kg, that is frequency next. So now 30 to 35, 35 to 40, and then here till 65 we have ended. See here the least number is what? That we have to find out here. So the least number starts from 31 I think. So we can start from 30 to 35. Why we started from 30 to 35? The size of the class interval should be same. The size it should remain same for all the classes. That is, see here 30 to 35 5, 35 to 45 size, 40 to 45 yes or no? See here 35 minus 30 is how much? 5. 50 minus 45 is how much? 5. So like that. So the size should remain same. So therefore we have taken 30 to 35, 35 to 40, like 10, 60 to 65, since the last number is 65. Okay. Now 30 to 35, how many numbers are repeated? Are there? 30 to 35. 33, 1, 2, 3. Okay. I think only 3. So 3 like that. 35 to 40. 35 to 40. Above 35. Above 35 is 38. 1, 2. Okay. 3, 4. So 4. 40 to 45. 40 to 45. 41. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4. So like that you can search here and then you can write. So we got here like this. So how much is 7? 7 plus 4, 11, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So 20 is there. So how is this 20 should match with this? How many numbers are there? Just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay. So like this you will get like that here. Now this is what frequency distribution table. Now next let us learn about bars with a difference. That is nothing but bar graph. How to draw bar graph from this. Okay, so using frequency distribution table. Now let us consider the grouped frequency distribution of the marks obtained by how many students? 60 students in mathematics test. So here 0 to 10, this is what they have given, 60 students. Here frequency this much, 60 they have given here. Okay, the total is 60. Now here you can see here how we got this one. See, 0, 10, 20, that is 0 to class marks of the students. Okay, marks of the students, that is the class interval. Okay, 0 to 10 onwards. So here you can see 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60. Now marks of the students, these are the marks of the students, and towards y-axis it is number of students. So see children, this one you are not necessary to do in graph book. We can do in graph book also. Now it is not necessary, you can do it in your classwork itself. Okay children. Okay, so this and all you please draw in classworks, and each distance, that is equal distance you must have here, that is 1 centimeter you can take. Okay, here towards this also 1 centimeter, since your classwork will be unruled, isn't it? So you can take a 1 centimeter distance towards x-axis and even towards y-axis. Okay children. Now this is number of students, this one 2, 4, even numbers we have chosen. Since why we have chosen even numbers? Since we have here 2, 10, 20, 21, 19, 7, 1. Okay, so here all these numbers are, if we take even numbers, so we have to choose like that. Okay, since the intervals should be equal. If 2 to 4, 4 to 6, 6 to 8, like that, it should be even. Okay, understood? Should be same. So therefore now the height of the bars show the frequency of the class interval. Okay, there is no gap between the bars, as there is no gap between the class intervals. Yes or no? 0 to 10, again 10 to 20. Okay, again 20 to 30, like that. There is no gap between the class intervals. So this graphical representation of data is called a histogram. Okay, it is called a histogram. There is a difference between bar graph and histogram. Okay, so you can see in that intervals, here there is no intervals, it is continuous. Okay, now next is, let us move to exercise 3.1. Okay, so here exercise 3.1, for first question is, for which of these would you use a histogram to show the data? Why we have to use where we have to use the data? Okay, the number of letters for different areas of in a postman's bag. So here postman gets letters for us, isn't it? And he goes to different areas to give or to distribute letters. Okay, so here how he distribute, and is this comes under histogram or a bar graph, that we have to decide. So these are the questions. The height of competitors in an athletics meet. Okay, and C question is the number of cassettes produced by how many companies? 5 companies. Then the next fourth one is the number of passengers boarding trains from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. at a station. Okay, now next is, let us see the answers here. See here, practically we have to do this. Okay, in y-axis what we can take? For first one we have number of letters in postman's bag. Okay, now in x-axis we can write the different areas. Okay, since different areas is not continuous. Okay, different areas not continuous. That means, see for example, okay, one place to another place, it is not continuous. It won't continue from one place to another place. Please understand this children. See for example, from Mahadevapura to Kerpuram, it is not continuous. Okay, and it is not just immediately we won't get Kerpuram. Okay, from Mahadevapura to Kerpuram. So we have to go to Mahadevapura to what to say, we have to go to Kerpuram railway station. From there to one more we have to take another turn. So it is different, isn't it? It is not continuous. Continuously we are not getting that, so therefore it is not continuous. So we cannot make a histogram, we can make a bar graph. Okay, so example, let us take example area. We don't know which are the areas, so A, B, C, D. Let us take now number of letters 7, 5, 2, 4. Example, for A area 7, for B area 5, for C area 2, for D area 4. Okay children, so example, this is example, understood? So here this is not possible to draw histogram since it is not continuous. Instead we can draw bar graph. Okay, next is in y-axis. Next question, what is the next question? See here, the height of competitors in an athletics meet. In y-axis we have number of competitors, in x-axis we have height, which is continuous, height which is continuous. Okay, like for example 152, 160, 162, 170, 172, 180, like that, 2, 4, 1. So therefore we can, it is height is continuous, so we can make a histogram. Okay, so you can see here histogram, understood? So this is towards x-axis height and towards y-axis thickness. Okay, understood? This is B. So let me end this here, B question, and in the next video I will send next, that is first main, C, D and all. Okay, thank you children.